move might make your head blow off.
Hey, yo, it's a talk show host, Kana Lassiter. Join me for an episode of Relations, the most lit hour of adult conversation.
Hold up, you know you can't forget about me. It's 51 Spade, alpha male G-O-D, one half of Relations. You wanna hear the truth? Can you handle the truth? It's where it's at, baby. It's where it's at, baby.
What's good? It's a brand new episode of Relations. My name is Kana Lassiter.
It's your boy, alpha male G-O-D, 51 Spade, the ninja you love to hate. I'm in the building.
Yeah, you already know how this goes. We bring you two exciting topics every single episode. Today, we're covering how thirsty is too thirsty and how can you be good for someone else if you are not even good for you. I think I want to start with that topic first. There's a meme that I found that actually fits this. I'm the meme girl because sometimes that say things in a way that everybody can pretty much relate to. So this meme says, really quickly here, it says everybody keeps changing partners to prevent from changing themselves. Yeah. So how can you be good for someone else if you're not good for you?
The first thing that I think about when you even saying this is, can people even come to terms with the idea that they're not a good person? I think that's a hard sell. Because when this topic came up and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, well, now I'm gonna speak from a guy perspective. There's a lot of women who think that they the shit, that they are
The perfect package.
The catch. But when you start dwelling into their lifestyle, their vices, the things that they do, and then I don't want to say they put blame on the other person. Well, he wasn't good for me because he was a cheater, or he wasn't good for me because I need a man that's going to speak to me this way. They have like this list. But I think the issue is really that they not looking at some of the shit that's going on with them. That's keeping men, and maybe men need to be a little bit more 100. You know, like sometimes I've had conversations with women and they be like, well, I'm not gonna tell my homegirl that she probably need to stop drinking, or that's a turn off for men, or, you know, maybe she need to slim down a little bit. Maybe she should be like a less aggressive. Or every time you talk to the motherfucker, sudden they always got some shit going on. Like maybe you should not be dating. Like if you got too many goddamn kids, or you got a lot of shit that's going on in your life. Like it always seems like it's a goddamn train wreck. Like you want to go out Monday? Well, we'll see. Like I gotta pick my kid up at 7 and I'm going through something with his dad, and then I got court that, you know what I'm saying? Like you shouldn't be on the market. Like your ass need to be sitting down somewhere
Pulling it together.
Yeah.
I totally agree. I totally agree with the concept of not being marketable. I'm going to speak to that because I feel like that's the only way I could be non-offensive to other women. See, the delivery from my end is going to be different than the delivery from your end. So I want to start there. You said something very profound. Maybe men should start being a little bit more transparent about the things that turn them off. I'm gonna take smoking because I hate cigarettes. I can't breathe. It stinks. And I often wonder when I see people together or people are dating, I'm like, how does he even deal with the fact that you smoke? Whether it's the man that's smoking or the woman that's smoking, I'm always looking like, how is someone in that situation not aggravating and not putting that person on notice, saying, okay, well, you know, this is going to shorten our time. Like, I don't feel like marriage should even be in the conversation anymore with if you smoke. And then people be like, that's far out. How? I can't even get insurance today without taking a nicotine test. No insurance company is going to say, yeah, I'll give you $30,000. I'll give your family $30,000 if you die. They're not going to do it. They want to know before they insure me, do I smoke cigarettes? Because I'm basically saying by lighting that cigarette that I don't mind dying early. Every time I light up, I don't mind leaving my kids. I don't mind. So if an insurance company is making me take a nicotine test, won't insure me, then how are these people having valid relationships, happy-go-lucky, looking to get engaged and be married, and they can't even break the basic addiction of smoking a freaking cigarette? You are not marketable to anyone. You're not marketable to State Farm for life insurance, and you ain't marketable to Tyrone. You're not marketable. So I'm going to go from that standpoint when we talk about how can you be good for someone else when you're not good for you. And that's very basic.
You know, sometimes you don't make points, but this one I have to actually give you 100% of the credit for. I actually like how you turned that around. I'm not even going to lie to you. It's marketable. So women, especially from us, if you are not marketable, because see, as you was talking about the cigarette shit, I was actually thinking about like drinking. And when you're dealing with women who just drink, like if you drink more than me, it's a motherfucking problem in the crib. If you have to go somewhere and hide your drinking, like if the bottle is around the corner, like you got to go outside to drink, you're sneaking drinks.
You got a problem.
And the thing is, it doesn't even matter where you hide the bottle, because your reaction, I know that you're drunk. You know what I'm saying? We can't have good sex because your ass drunk. You know what I'm saying? You falling all over the place. You know, it's just one of those things where I start to question, like, why am I even dealing with this type of shit like that's going on? Like, and I'm not taking nothing away from the cigarettes, but I'm just saying, like, shit that I often run into is like, I'm a drinker. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not like full-fledged like
alcoholic.
Yeah, like I buy the bottle, like, you know, you buy a bottle for a woman and it's like one of them big bottles, and then by weekend it's like low. You might have a severe problem going on. And often when you fucking them, they can't ever remember shit. They always come back with, well, what happened this weekend? Like, if you even saying those statements, yes, I could be talking about you.
And that could make you non-marketable. These are all things that for some reason we think is cute. Because right now, I'm imagining a girl that's smoking. She outside talking shit. She outside with the curb neck. She, you know, she's doing a lot. She's doing a lot. Same with the girl with the drink in the club. She's doing a lot. And for some reason, these are not computing as things that might be a problem for a potential mate, because people aren't going to have drinks and cigarettes in the basement anymore. I mean, I don't think they ever have. You know what I'm saying? It's not a thing that people are really ashamed of. They become a norm. And again, these women think that it's cute. That's a cute thing. We haven't even gotten to what they covet. We haven't even gotten to what they're keeping a secret. We're talking about things that people do every day that other people can see. And for some reason, I want you guys to write in. Tell me what you think is so cute about smoking cigarettes. How does that go with your outfit? Tell me what is so cute about getting so trashed in public. Now, not just at home, but or at home in public, and really can't control your movement. You can't control your swag. So what is cute about not having control over your swag? Like, in general, we have to be marketable in dating, but I also think in relationships, this is equivalent to what you said a couple of weeks back. We were talking about something. You was like, women get comfortable, and then they start, you know, you meet them and they'll wear lingerie and have their hair in a nice high ponytail and some big bamboo earrings and be sexy. And then before you know it, they got on a big slouchy t-shirt and a bonnet. What is so marketable about that?
Ain't nothing marketable
you
about
understand
that
what
shit.
I'm saying?
I give it 2 thumbs down.
Exactly. But these are all things that women, this is why we're talking about it, because there are women out there who smoke, there are women who watch the show that drink, and there are women who definitely watch the show that sleep in big t-shirt and a nightcap. And sometimes you need to hear that those things aren't really marketable to guys.
And I recently had a conversation with my daughter, and I realized another thing is women don't have what I call defense. And what I mean by that is, I think women need to also have the defense to know that if a guy really likes them and want to be involved with them and want to fuck them, it's 2 goddamn different things. And a lot of women use that as reasons for them not to change. Like, they feel that, well, I can get any guy I want to. You can get a guy to fuck you. Can you get a guy to lock you down? So that's that's two goddamn different things. And my daughter was asking me about that, and I was saying like, well, you got to realize that. She was like, you know, normally if I exchange numbers with a guy and we're talking somewhere around the 60th day, they kind of lose interest. And I was like, well, the interest is lost is because, one, guys lead off with sex. So now once sex is taken out the equation, we get to kind of know you, see how you are, see how you talk. And a lot of times that's why we have like a different side piece of someone we'll fuck, because I told you that guys have nothing but time. So just because you're not fucking right then and there, don't mean that they'll necessarily throw you back. But the woman needs to recognize like what that is. Because when I hear women a lot of times be like, well, I don't have no problem getting no guy. Guys fuck anything. Like,
but this is also the woman that has all the bad behavior.
But that's what I'm saying.
So you're saying women with bad behaviors often get locked. They don't have a problem getting in the getting dick department.
No.
They do have a problem in the getting locked down department.
Yeah, because they often like, I don't know why I'm so lonely. I don't know why I'm by myself. I don't know why. But they quick to when you point things out to them, like how you were saying about the drinking, how I was saying about the smoking, how I was saying about like every time I call you, it's a different excuse of why you can't hang out or you got something else going on. Like, you know, I can't call a woman like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and be like, hey, you know, you want to get together Wednesday? Well, we'll see. I got a doctor's appointment like Monday morning. And then after that, after work, I got to, you know, my brother got something going on. And then she trying to fix that shit. And then it's like, okay, well, what about Friday? Friday, I got, you know, and it's like, after a while, it's like, I get you want me to put in some effort. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is like, guys don't want to hear like a bunch of fucking bad news like every time. And that's what I'm saying. It's like a cloud that's just like over them. And they just don't realize that they have that cloud that's over them. Right. They have a whole bunch of shit going on, which this is why a guy is not, it really is just like, well, I should just get some pussy, get that
and
done,
move on.
And get on out the way.
Again, now we're going from her not being marketable to her life not being marketable. And I think that women really get that twisted now, because now I think we switch gears and now we're talking about someone who might be a go-getter. She's ambitious. She has a career. She has a kid. She has a family who she's probably the person who's the matriarch. She takes care of everybody. That's cool. And that could confuse a person. You know why? Because you're taking care of everybody. You got everything together where everybody else is concerned, but your personal life has taken a back seat. But that's only because you're so busy. That type of person thinks they're severely marketable because they have it financially together, and because I am this, look at me, everyone calls me to handle everything. Some women think that's attractive to a person that might need them also. Recognize that a lot of women like that also date men that need to be fixed, because that's the only guy that will put up with that bullshit anyway. You understand what I'm saying?
If my foot fit a limb right now, I would say, is you talking about? Because I'm telling you right now, no is the answer to that shit right there. It's a difference between taking care of your family, and I get that. You can be the rock, but you don't have to take on the burden of everybody or become the burden. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, like, I understand what you're saying. Like, it might seem like you got your shit together, except for there's little small problems with that. If you have all your shit together, and let's just say, and I'm not saying turn your family members away, but you do have to stand on them a little bit. So you can't be having all your shit together and it's like, well, you can't come over here because my brother is staying with me. You understand what I'm saying? And that means to me that if your brother is staying with you, there's something going on with your brother that you don't want me to see. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because other than that, your brother just wouldn't be a problem. But
right, because we're grown.
Exactly. So he's a problem for you, which is causing you a problem, which is causing us a problem. Right. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And sometimes I think you need to, look into that. The other thing that I would say is, why I was on the topic is like, with social media and a lot of these things going on, and women having sex with different individuals, I think it is also blinding them on the idea of what a real catch is. Because let's be real. Majority of the time on social media, that's not your life. That's not who you are. social media is kind of set up for you can let people see the good side of you. That's basically how it's set up. Like when you take pictures, hey, I'm finna go out somewhere. Hey, I'm doing TikToks. Hey, I'm sexy or whatever, this and that. And you don't really feel that way. You know what I'm saying? You don't really feel that way inside. And so you're selling me on some shit that is not true. So it's a false representation on who I'm actually meeting. Because once I meet you, then I get to dive into your life and realize that, okay, so you're divorced or you have 2 baby daddies and you need extra money for this, or your job that you was a self-entrepreneur for is about to shut down. Like, you bring all of that shit
with you
to my table.
Right. And I you know what? This is crazy. Because I've sat here for many shows and accused men of approaching women and not being ready to approach. I think I made a statement that how can you ask me out on a date? You don't even got a whip. You know what I'm saying? And I'm asking for you to have it together before you approach me if you think that I'm worth that. If you think I'm so valuable, then how are you going to put yourself in a situation to, approach me and not have all your ducks in a row? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now you're making me realize on the other side of that there's probably a lot of women who do that based on, too, having social media there as kind of a buffer between what life is like and what life is really not like.
Exactly.
So I could perpetuate.
And I'm not just saying, women. I'm just social media. I'm saying for men and women. You know what I'm saying? Because it could go either or. Some men presenting themselves in a way.
Not as many as I don't think they make out a bad or have it out of it than like women do. Like
one of my biggest thing. And you know what I'm saying? And I know a lot of women are gonna say some shit about this shit, but my thing is this. What do we call this? Catfishing. And I have to cover this just because I'm not a fan of it. See, these motherfucking women use all these fucking filters on their motherfucking pictures, and when I meet you, you don't look like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's another example of what I'm saying about, like, now you're in a zone of somewhere where it's like, that's not the real you. And I get it, when I ask women, and I don't like jab at them. I just ask questions like, why do you use those filters? You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, they're kind of cute, they're kind of fine, this and that. And that's cool if you want to do that. But every picture has a filter on it.
So I think what we're doing, a lot of women too, are setting themselves up for the outcomes that they're getting also. I'm just going to say that. I'm just going to put that out there. Somewhat. It's crazy how social media still somehow is very intricate to this conversation. And I think it is because it's how we date now. It's how we meet. And so you have this person on social media that is perpetuating the good sides. They are the narrative on social is that you're pretty, you can pay your own rent, you got your shit mostly together. Why would you show anything else on social? You just wouldn't show the bad side from my perspective. You're going to show everything that you're pretty proud of. So when you have a guy that buys into that and then he gets the truth, okay, this is what the real story is, then that's when the decision is made that, oh, okay, this is a slam, bam, and thank you, ma'am situation, and I'll see you later. It's not, me wanting to lock you down. And it's based on the truth about you. So that's where the topic comes from, is how could you be good? Why are you selling yourself in that way when it's really not the thing? And it's really crazy to me that people would do this, because it's not like you can hide it forever. At some point, the lemon that you posted for sale online is going to get bought. And the car is going to be delivered. And the person is going to stick the key in and go to crank it up. And the motherfucker is not going to crank. The engine is not going to turn over. So you can't hide these type of things. You cannot hide the lifetime damage that cigarettes do. You can't hide the lifetime damage that alcohol is. You can't hide that dark cloud over you every time somebody talks to you. You're right. Hey, what are you doing today, girl? My uncle died. Okay, what are you doing tomorrow? Girl, my brother is having problems. I got to send him to Western Union, didn't find a way to get him here. The next day, you are not marketable. You're not marketable. If you put everything that's really wrong with the car online,
got a question.
No one would buy it. Or if the person stepped up to buy it, they would say, hey, give me the fucking car for $1 because I got to use my whole savings to fix it up.
Get the car back.
So, got a question for you. Okay. And like I said, I'm going to speak from a guy perspective. When you dealing with one of these women is your friend and you see that type of thing going on, like, what are you doing to help them to get back to marketable?
Telling the truth.
But how does that go? Because I know there's going to be resistance.
You know what? This is the problem. I'll tell you this because I'm such a person of, you know what? I'm transparent. I tell the truth. I do, but I often tell the truth when things are bad. When things are good, it's a great day. We both look great. I'm not going to ruin the mood by saying, you know what? We look fantastic. I just wish you didn't smoke.
It might work.
I'm going to tell the person that they need to put the cigarettes down when, hey, my throat hurts or, you know, something's going wrong and it's noticeable to me and the person. It becomes, you take the opportunity to say, okay, it's probably the cigarettes. You're not going to be Debbie Downer when things are great. So I'll say that my mistake is saying things when things are already bad because people aren't open to criticism when the energy is bad. So now you want to tell me I need to stop smoking cigarettes, but that energy is because the energy in the room is already bad. There's something negative going on. Y'all had a fight, y'all fell out, something happened, and now I need to stop smoking. It's the wrong time. I think when you have a friend that you feel like it's not marketable because she needs to fix some things, you have to find the perfect time to convey the message. And my bad is always conveying the message at a bad time. Things are already bad, so they're not open to receiving any criticism from me.
You know, I don't really think people are often open to receiving criticism no time though. if I'm just being if I'm being completely honest, because no one wants to know what's wrong with them. Like if you start pointing out things that's wrong with a person, it just becomes an uncomfortable conversation.
Or it becomes, why are you judging me? And that is my biggest pet peeve because it feels like judgment, but it really isn't.
Okay, but it can be done to different people as far as and what I'm saying as far as like friends. You get what I'm saying? Like I had a homeboy of mine call me not too long ago and he was going through it with his old lady. And I could have decided to go the route of just listening to him and let him make the mistakes that he was about to do, or as a friend, really help him. And I decided to be a friend. And even though I felt it was going to be an uncomfortable situation and an uncomfortable thing, I felt like I just needed to be a friend. And I basically told him, like, you can't do that. You know, like, you have to look at it from this perspective. I gave him some hard-notch advice where he was actually about to go another route. And me, I just could have rolled with it because I don't owe his girlfriend nothing. But I tried to look at it from the perspective to being frank and near and good. And he hit me back and was like, hey, man, like, I really appreciate, like, what you did. So I'm saying, like, you know, be a friend a lot of times because y'all is girlfriends. Y'all talk often more than guys. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like if it is your friend and you can help her in a way, I don't feel like it has to be from the idea of judgment.
But that is the way in most times I am received. And I know this is very personal. So if you're listening, if this is not your issue, then you should definitely do what Alpha Male is saying and just be a friend and just say it. For me, my resume of telling the truth it's always been predicated on timing. Well, I didn't take it well because we was already fighting about A, B, or C. So it hasn't turned out well for me. I'm sitting on some shit right now with a really close friend that she doesn't know that I know. Someone told me an incident happened. I wasn't present. So they told me that it happened. I'm sitting on it because I feel like no matter when I give it to her, it's not going to be received well. It's going to be, even though I didn't even see it, another person saw it that doesn't even know her like that. It's still going to be perceived as me judging them. And when you have someone, a friend like me, who is very transparent, that often tells the truth, it does get to a point where I'm at, where it's like, I'm just not going to tell her nothing. I'm just going to be like, okay. And then from anybody's perspective that sees that, they're going to say, well, damn, that ain't cool. That's supposed to be your homegirl. But how many times do you get kicked in the stomach? Well, how many times can you kill the messenger? You understand what I'm saying? How many times do I have to care to get knocked down about caring?
I get it. I get it, but I will tell you this. I am that type of person where you can try to kill me, but I do it with facts. And when people tend to make those type of mistakes, it's because, or they won't come to you, it's because they know you give nothing but facts. Like, I've been in situations where my homeboys just won't come to me because they know Spade gonna give it to you raw, and he gonna give you the real deal. So I really want to do my part, and I always want to keep that going. When I'm dealing with women, a lot of times, that's why I said they often need to have their own defense, and I think they get confused by loneliness, catching a guy, whether a guy's trying to fuck them or whether a guy's trying to keep them. And I've said this in a couple of episodes way back, that a lot of women think like they pussy is just it, and that's not it either. Like, your pussy, it can't keep no guy. I had a scenario where I fucked one chick and fucked her friend. They happened to fuck someone in common, but I listening to their stories, I'm like, both of them think that they have good pussy. The issue was, one is saying, well, I made them come in 5 minutes, so I made them come in 10 minutes. The other one's saying, well, I made them come in 5 or 10 minutes. This is completely different stories, but both of them are saying the
same outcome.
Saying that the outcome. And I'm saying to myself, you ever think to yourself that neither one of y'all pussy was good? That he just had erectile dysfunction? That he just
come fast?
He just comes fast? That doesn't mean that your pussy is good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And sometimes you gotta have those talks with women, where, especially men, like,
But I think it's gonna be I'm glad you said that, because I'm gonna put this. I think I'm gonna put more of the weight on a man. This is why.
You can.
When it goes from woman to woman, friend or not, judgment or hate, because why you worried about what a man might like? Because I'm thinking now, how can I had this person that is a gray cloud person. Basically, every time you talk to him, something going on. So I asked her, I reversed it. I said, do you think that a man would like that? And she got quiet on me. And she said, you know what? I never thought of it like that. I said, a person might not think you're dateable. So now I'm sitting here and I'm like, wait a minute. I've done this once. So this friend that I'm talking about that always thinks I'm judging her, maybe I should ask her instead of telling her, hey, do you think men like the smell of cigarettes? Do you think I should just ask her and let her answer the question out loud herself?
That's what I do.
But I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, that still won't work. I still feel like if I said that to her, even if she answered herself, she would still think to herself after she got home, well, what made that bitch ask me that? Like, why does she care? Mm-hmm. She's going to be that type of person. But if it came from a guy that she liked, if a guy actually was around her and she was like, I'll be back, I'm going outside to smoke a cigarette, and he said, damn, I really wish you didn't smoke, I think that would resonate more because it's coming from the person who she's trying to get all this attention from. She could care less about attention from me. Why are you paying attention to me anyway? You do you, let me do me. And I'm saying that because I could hear her say that to me. I could hear her say, you do you and let me do me. But she would not say that to a guy that she is trying to get attention and love from. She's just not. And I don't think most women are going to react like that when they hear it from a guy. I wish you didn't smoke, or I wish you wasn't so loud, or baby girl, damn, that ain't cool. You got so drunk last night, you wasn't even cute no more. That's coming out way different, and way more receivable than coming from a female like, damn, he thought I was off my square. He thought I wasn't cute no more. She got cute for you. So if you telling her she wasn't cute no more by the fourth drink, she's going to remember that.
Maybe. You know, the thing, I honestly would give you credit for that if I feel like human beings were set up that way, which we're not. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is, if you're broke right now, and not everybody, but if you broke right now and someone pitched a plan to you to rob a bank, the motherfucker would think that's a good idea. Some people think that I could probably get in this bank and get out with this cash, and the rest of my life was smooth sailing. And I feel that exact same way when you're talking to somebody else about their vices or things that's going on. The thing about that is, men to certain people that's like that are real defensive and that's not worried about working on themselves, that's why they don't change themselves, because they can change partners. If this guy don't work out, or he don't like my cigarette, or he don't like the way I drink, then fuck him, and I'll find somebody else to do. So what if the next guy that she meets, if he smokes cigarettes? Well, two people that smoke cigarettes. I think
that's who she should market herself to.
I didn't ask.
Market yourself to a motherfucker who smoke. Market yourself to a motherfucker who got the same problems you got.
But the problem with that is two people who smoke crack should not be together.
But I'd rather two crack smokers be together than that crack smoker get with a real winner and turn her into a loser. I take that over anything. That's more heartbreaking. If you see a crack addict bag the lady that work at the bank that you done known for 25 years who got her shit together, you nervous for her. Like, damn, I hate to see them together. But if you see two crackheads together, you like, good. They gonna be straight. They got each other, and you'll go on about your business and not worry about it. Because they both already going down here.
I get it.
One is not bringing the other down.
I get it, but I'm also in the perspective of, I like to, with relationships, I like to see one person pulling the other person up, not two people bringing each other down.
But you know when that happens? That often happens when people are just too thirsty to be in relationships, period. They end up picking people who aren't good for them.
No, I don't think they're thirsty. They're lonely.
Sometimes they're the same.
I don't think they're thirsty. I think like when you're, and I often hear this from women, the judgment of women, especially when they lonely, men love. Right? We love it when you in that what is called a vulnerable state. Because women don't make the most fucking rash or smart decisions when they're in vulnerable states. Like, that's when niggas can get the most pussy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just one of those things that when women are in vulnerable states, men can tell them all kind of shit. I've seen men fuck women. Women can tell the man why they shouldn't fuck and still fuck. Like, you telling the man the red flags, and he debunks all the red flags. Well, come on, man. Like, he just wants some pussy, and the woman turn around and be like, yeah, well, maybe we should. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just one of those things that I just know is fact. So it's like, I feel like when they lonely, they're vulnerable, and they just don't make smart decisions.
Right. And so that is the segue for us to change topics, which is how thirsty is too thirsty. And I think we're just going to piggyback off the last conversation we have. I think thirsty is too thirsty when you end up with someone that you know is not good for you. When you know that they have all these negative things going on, but you say, you do it anyway. You know it's not good. They presented themselves great. You found out it wasn't good, but yet you stay in the entanglement. And I think that that's got to do with your level of thirst. I have a lot of guy friends who I believe, while I was hanging out with them, did things to me that crossed the thirsty threshold. Like, that's just too damn thirsty. Like we mentioned last week, having sex with a mother and a daughter. To me, it's too much coochie on the planet for you to just be like, sure. It just doesn't make sense. I think that's when you say, you know what? I ain't gotta fuck everybody. I'm gonna say no this one time to her because I already fucked her mom, and then just call someone else.
I get that, and I totally get it. But see, the reason why, and I'm not saying you wrong because it's your opinion. I'm not saying you wrong, but really at the end of the day, like that scenario that you painting right there, women make those same type of goddamn mistakes, and they just really on the same goddamn level. Is that, because I would say, if you're saying that that's thirsty, I would say the same to a woman that when they're talking about they're lonely, when their body count is going up, when you fucking someone you should not be fucking. You trying to give me every excuse in the world that you're fucking this guy because why? Well, I've known him in college. I used to like him. He fucked my homegirl, but I should fuck him too. You're talking about that, and this makes sense that you should fuck him. Why? That's thirsty.
Yeah, I would say.
So, women make those type of mistakes, and I'm gonna just say, for a guy, we don't come with no motherfucking like filter this and that. Like, we don't come with a high Richter scale of we make the best decisions when it come to pussy. You understand what I'm saying? Like you just saying some shit like, oh, he's fucking the daughter. He's fucking
ultimate thirst buckets.
He fucking the mother and he's fucking the daughter.
Yeah.
Like my thing is like, if you meeting a dude like that, he's fucking everything moving. Like if it ain't nailed down, everything is a go. Right. So to me, it's like it's about the character, also of the guy.
Yeah, it is. It is about the character of the guy. But a lot of men, I would say that I've run into, often just, I don't want to call it make excuses, but they kind of like, it's just the thing that has to be acceptable. Like for me to say it to my homeboys, I came off as a hater. Mm-hmm. Like there's no way we should be having this conversation just because I'm about to bag this bitch and I fucked her mom. Like what is the big deal?
But you know why?
I had nothing to do with it, so he didn't understand why I was so angry.
But you know why he wasn't going to understand it? Is because I'm willing to bet that you done seen him do some dirt and you never stepped in not one time to say that was some dirt. If he was cheating on his girlfriend, then you needed to step in then. If he was fucking bitches on the side and you knew about that, you need to step in then. You can't step in like after you done seen him do so much shit and then one day
because that crosses,
step in because
that's not true.
Yes,
it's
true.
It's not, because you could be hanging with someone who smokes weed, drink, falls over, does coke, and then the 6 months in, you see him do heroin, and you like, hold on, bro.
Hold on.
That's a bit much.
But hold on.
Come on, it's the same shit.
But no, it's not. I'm gonna show you the difference because all of that shit that you just said right there has to do with different vices. The vice that you're missing right now is I'm saying if he's fucking his homegirl and then her homegirl.
But that could be minor to me. That could be minor to you.
That's to you. But what I'm saying,
going from soft drugs to hard.
That's cool. That's to you. But what I'm saying is that's not minor to me because he's in the same space dealing with pussy. Not beer, the coke, the heroin. Pussy, and pussy. Pussy, on top of pussy, a pussy pot. You know what I'm saying? It's all the same.
It's all pussy.
Yeah. Right. So he's still in the same vicinity.
It's the same vice.
You just don't like the way he's stacking up his cakes. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
But come on now. I agree with you. That is a good one. It's the same, but at the same time.
It's just the level of how he did it.
Yeah. It's the same, but at the same time it's not, because it's like it's some things that you can stomach. I could stomach the fact that he might have had a side chick. I could stomach that he got a bitch pregnant. Now I'm not saying I didn't say anything. I'm still like, damn dog. Okay, dog. Be careful, dog. All right, dog, if you want to. But at that, where you fucking now a mom and a daughter, not months or years behind each other. I'm talking about right behind each other. That's why I just drew the line. Like, dog, you can't be out here doing that shit. That's just too much. You know what I'm saying? So it's just too much. It's just some stuff you can't stand by and be cool with. Like, you can't come do that at my crib.
Did they know?
No, they didn't know.
Okay. So he could fuck another bitch at your crib, but he can't fuck the daughter at your crib. I'm just trying to hear straight. We right?
It's just some shit I wasn't going to be able to
see what I'm saying? So you set up a different way. So that's what I'm saying right now.
Some shit I just can't stomach.
Exactly.
You might be able to smoke a blunt at my house. You might be able to go in the bathroom and shut the door and do a line, but you ain't finna put no needle in your arm. You can't do that at my crib.
I mean, but
you can't do that at the party.
Man, you might as well, because you was letting them do all that other shit at the
party.
But you
can't say.
Because if you was hiding them,
if
you hide, you shouldn't be comfortable if he's side stepping out at all. That's all. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and just say this. Like, because my issue with that is this. When I see a lot of chicks, especially like you, and I'm not sure, so I'm just gonna go out. When I see chicks like you and you be like, I'm the homegirl. Homegirls like you, typically, you have homeboys who they have an old lady, and then you see them fuck over their old lady, and then wonder why they old lady don't like you. You understand what I'm saying? Because technically you broke girl code. Because
that's not my girl.
See
that's
what I'm saying?
Nigga.
See what I'm saying?
I don't owe you nothing.
See what I'm saying?
I don't owe none of my homeboys, they ladies. I don't owe them nothing.
Cool. And you don't. And I'm not even gonna go the route of you do or don't. But what I'm saying is, you can't watch him do that type of dirt. Is what I'm saying. You can't watch him do that type of dirt. Fuck over his old lady, get burnt, get fixed, go over to another chick. Like, you can't watch all that shit and then he decides to fuck a daughter and you like, hey, that's too far. when he got burnt, that was
Well,
too far.
no. It's equivalent to you're dating all these women, you bringing all these women through, and then I see one that looks extra young, and I actually have a conversation with her, and she tell me she's 17. She getting the fuck out my house. I don't give a fuck how mad it is.
You're supposed
it's
to do
the
that.
same.
You're supposed to do
To
that.
me, it's the same. There's just things that is not gonna sit
Was the
well
daughter
with
old?
you.
Was the daughter old enough to get fucked?
Of course she was old enough to get fucked, but what I'm saying is the situation put me in an uncomfortable place. So I thought he was crossed in the thirsty threshold, just like if you bagging a 17-year-old, it's too many 18-year-olds out here for you to bag that one. Just hold up.
And what did I
wait a couple more hours and something else gonna come through.
And what did I just say about it's about the character of the person? Because I've been in that scenario too. I was dealing with a chick, found out she was 17. She wanted to fuck. I'm like, hold up, can't do it. When is your birthday? You know what I'm saying?
Because I'm gonna save it
so
in my phone.
And I'm just being real. I was just like, when is your birthday? I could have fucked right then and there. She was down to fuck right then and there. But my character is just like it's too many other bitches out here I can fuck that's old enough to fuck.
So let me ask you a question.
Know what I'm saying? And I was confronted by not her homegirl, but just someone that saw us, that she knew me and she knew how old she was.
Okay.
And she said that to me. She was like, I know you're not fucking that little girl. I'm like, no, I ain't fucking that girl. Because she wanted to fuck. You understand what I'm saying? But I understood the route she was going. The route she was going taking. Because she's going the route of I'm grown and this pussy grown. You don't need no little girl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I agree with her. But I'm just saying in the case of what you're talking about your homeboy, it's characters. And I'm being real with you. A lot of motherfucking men nowadays, they don't have character, they don't have loyalty, they don't give a fuck about nothing, the way they move. So I would say to you is like, you know, if you don't condone the little bullshit that they doing, you know what I'm saying? Because it's only gonna get bigger. It's just like someone who have a child. If that child, when they're younger, you watch them steal candy, it start at candy. Then they get caught in the department store stealing a gaming system. Then they working a job and now they stealing money out the register. It's just gonna keep fucking get bigger. Mm-hmm. You understand?
I want to ask you a question because I want to call some attention to how things like this really work. You said, hey, you met a 17-year-old and you asked her birthday. Mm-hmm. So I would question, if I was your homegirl, I would question if when she turned 18 and I saw y'all together, mm-hmm. I would still question you as to why you went and fucked her to begin with. Because to me, that would be someone to remove off my conquer list. Because she's 17 years old and she's putting herself out there wanting to fuck. Is this a really good idea for me to involve myself with somebody with that type of mentality at 17-year-olds? Because we all know where this is going. We know that she about to hand that pussy out. Mm-hmm. We know she giving it out like it's motherfucking Halloween. Mm-hmm. So is that really, this is where I say men are thirsty. Because if I was your homegirl and you said, oh, yo, she's 17, I know you ain't fucking her. And you was like, no, I ain't fucking her. But a month later when she turned 18, you jumped on that. That's when I would say, God damn, bro. Mm-hmm. Like, was it that necessary? Did you want it that bad? Mm-hmm. And was she, why? Why is she the pick? When you knew that's where her mind was at 17 years old. Why choose that type of person?
Now I'm finna take you into the mind of a man.
Please do, because I think that shit is like super thirsty and super turn off.
And I think we all know the saying of what's better than old pussy?
New pussy.
Exactly. Now, what's better than pussy that's new that ain't got mileage on it? Nothing. See, you might have like 18, 13, 15 bodies on you. And she could have 3. Just in our mind. It ain't been tampered. She
also might have 25.
Might.
She trying to give you some pussy at 17. That might not be the person who's addiction.
But we're talking about might, and we're gonna stay on topic on why it happened. You know what I'm saying? Because the same way that I gave the scenario that women don't make smart decisions, I'm not saying men make smart decisions either. I'm just telling you the why, because most men, we love new pussy. We like young pussy. Like, this isn't nothing new. You understand what I'm saying? Like, people right now that look at Michael Jordan and be like, oh, well, shit, he got this 36-year-old and this nigga's like almost 60 years old. So fucking what? I got to get some wrinkled pussy because I got out of control dough and I can't get no young, smooth pussy, shit that looks smooth and nice to me. I need to get an old bitch that's my age. Fuck that shit. I make too much money to be fucking around with these motherfuckers that got their life out of control, and I gotta hear back talk, and I can get a younger, you know, smooth, petite pussy, smooth too. I feel like I can do that. And Jordan,
I guess we all know it's pretty hairless and smooth, guys. Jeez.
So at this point in time, I'm just saying that a lot of times we bank our decisions based on that. But just like I just said just a few minutes ago in this segment, I'm dealing with I'm dealing with my homegirl where I'm just like, you and your homegirl fuck the same dude. Why? It's the same goddamn question to me.
I don't think that's an example.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Because you know why?
Depending on the circumstances.
I don't give a fuck what the circumstance is. To me, if you got girl code, if your homegirl done fuck the same dude that you finna fuck, why is that even entering your head? What scenario makes that okay?
It's a bit thirsty, I would say. I will agree. I'm not gonna take that off the thirsty category. I won't. But we also have had the conversation on this show. One of the segments was, when is it okay or is it ever okay to sleep with someone your friend has been with? And I believe I said it depends on the circumstances. How long has it been? Was it a side piece? Was it just a fuck thing? If I meet my soulmate in the mall, in Orlando Mall, just by accident, and I found out that 25 years ago he bagged my homegirl from the club, I'm not going to turn my soulmate down over one night with my homegirl. I'm just going to see how valid our relationship is. And by the way, I would have to know that this guy is worth ripple water for my friend. But I would have to know that he's worth it.
But that's the thing.
To make that decision.
But that's the thing. My homegirl, what happened between that? Nothing. Her homegirl wasn't with him. And neither was she. So y'all both became a notch under the nigga belt. So now he's out here saying, I knocked off her and I knocked off her. What was the fucking point of that shit? That ain't your goddamn soulmate, or if I want to see if we gonna be together, this and that. The reality check of it is y'all ass both fell for the same line of bullshit that the nigga fed to y'all, and y'all both ended up on y'all back. 30 days later or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna listen to an average person. They probably can't overcome that shit you spitting out, but not me. Because,
I get it.
Because really, at the end of the day, my thing is, you are right. If I felt like she would have entered the shit saying that, well, you know, the reason I went along with it is because, you know, we together now. And, you know, he became this, but that wasn't the case. After she fucked him, she's talking about, well, I regretted it. So y'all not friends no more. Y'all cross the friend sex level line, and now y'all not even friends no more.
That sucks. It really does. But when you're making decisions in thirst or in loneliness, as Alpha Male has so eloquently put it as, when you're lonely, you make horrible decisions. But I'll say this. I would rather say, if I had made a decision like that, I would rather say I was lonely. I would never say that I was thirsty. I'm very rarely a thirst bucket.
But nobody's going to say, that's the thing though. I don't think nobody's going to say they thirsty, and that's the reason why you was fighting with your friend, because you're calling him thirsty, but I'm saying, who would really own up to the word thirsty? I don't think nobody is going to own up to it. We have a definition for what it is, but other people are pointing out to other people. But I think if we looked at it as thirsty, maybe we would make the choice less, or at least we would know how other people look at it. At the end of the day, you have to relate to whether I think it's, okay, dog, you just crossing the line, or you doing some shady shit, or you're just being a little bit too thirsty. It means you could have done without that. But that's like having 2 hamburgers at dinner, and then an hour later going to the movies, and just someone offered you to buy it, you order the largest popcorn they have. Motherfucker,
motherfucker you just ate. You're only buying the large popcorn because it's on someone else's dime. Or I made the example of, yeah, I know you drink. I invite you to my house. You normally drink gin. I have gin. But because you see the Hennessy, you want to try that. Then you see the Kvasse bottle, you want to try that. You just not trying shit now just to try. You just a thirsty motherfucker. Stick to the rivers and the lakes that you used to, bitch. I got gin.
Yeah, but you can do that, but the flip side of that is this. It matters on where people are at in their life. You know what I'm saying? Because some people don't make those same decisions. Like that scenario that you just gave. Like if someone got 2 hamburgers and then they ordering some extra shit, they might have been a little heavy back then and there. But they might not make that same decision right now. I've been with motherfuckers that done lost weight and they be like, shit, back in the day, man, I would have ate that piece of pie, that burger, the motherfucking wings, the whole 9, and now they can't eat past 8 wings. Yeah. You understand? Yeah. So it matters on where they are in life. And that's why I said, like, some things that you might say is thirsty at that point in time. Like when that shit happened to me, I was younger back then. I wouldn't make that decision right now. But back then, I made different type of decisions where it comes with time that you become smarter. You realize what's going on. Like right now, I can't ride no motherfucking bank. You know how many people got like camera phones and shit? Like that shit wasn't back then and there. Yeah. I could pull up to a Walmart, get everything out. Yeah. Not now. You can't even get out the goddamn parking lot. You know what I'm saying? They'll have your tag. People be done rope shit. They got, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You end up on the internet quick and the police don't even got to do no work. They just got to go to your Facebook and your Instagram and somebody else. And next thing you know,
there you go.
Clink, clink.
But even it makes sense that you said it matters where you are in life, because Tiffany Haddish also tells a story that she had made it. She had done her first couple of projects. She had a paycheck and she went to a party where they had everything, buffet of everything. And she said that she couldn't control her impulse to put some of the food wrapped up in napkins and put it in her purse. And this is Tiffany Haddish in Hollywood at a party. She's actually putting food in napkins and taking it home for later in her bag. And she's admitted that she still does that at some parties where she'll say, she'll take a plate or she'll take a fork or something to have at home. Like, this is a problem because she could afford everything that she's taking. A lot of people wouldn't see that as a problem. They would laugh at it if she tells it as a joke. But if she has a real friend, they might point out that this is linked to some type of trauma. This is linked to you thinking that your success isn't going to last. It's funny, yeah. And it's a little thing, yeah. But it's linked to something that happened to her. And it could be a turnoff. Could you imagine her going home to Common's house and then her purse fall over and there's sushi from the party falling out of her bag? Like, she shouldn't be doing that. No, she should not be doing that.
And that's what I was saying about, like, people. You have to remember that people are different places in life. That's definitely traumatic stress that she's going through. So that's the reason why that's actually like that. So I would say that everybody thirst level is a little bit different. Yeah. But anyway, we're going to move into the tap-in section. You already know how we do. If you have any tap-ins y'all want me to read, you definitely hit spadeperry@gmail.com and I'll definitely get on to your questions. So we're going to tap in right here. This is an interesting one, too. This one says, my girlfriend is biracial with white and black. You know what biracial are, but I understand. And I get turned off by fucking her because she says shit like dude right there when she come. I don't know if it's worth bringing up because she's a great woman at the end of the day, but I've never dealt with a biracial person and I feel like that's more of her white coming out than the black.
What is she saying?
She's saying dude right there. Like when they fucking.
Oh, right there. Yeah. Oh, okay.
But I'm quite sure he mean that she's saying the word dude. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, dude right there. Yeah. Oh, that changes things. Dude right there. Now I get it. You got to do the comma in your head. You got to go dude right there. Yeah. Got it.
Yeah. Now, I'll let you take it away. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Yeah. That would definitely throw me off. I will tell you this. I've met a guy that happened to be white. Actually, I know a couple. And both of them have challenged me on the fact that I have said that I can't date white men because most of my friends are white. I grew up with mostly, I have a lot of love for white people, and white people have a lot of love for me. But to be romantically involved with a white man, I cannot do, and I get challenged on that a lot. But it has to do with a certain swag that I like. I like my dick to swing a certain way, and a white man can't make his dick swing like a chocolate man can. He just can't. So it's preference, but I get it. There are things probably about her that takes him out of the mood, or he's in a certain rhythm, I should say. There's a certain dance and a certain rhythm that a black man has with a black woman, and vice versa. We have a dance together. There isn't really a lot of questions we have to ask each other. I think that's just in our DNA.
So the advice
we go together.
So the advice
my advice would be to say, don't call me dude. That's the only thing that makes the statement white. Is dude right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, ooh, babe right there. That sound like she got to put some swag on it. That's all. He just need to check her swag.
These goddamn tap-ins that we've been getting lately have, for some reason, I always have found myself in the middle of this shit. And crazy enough, for this tap-in, I've had this scenario happen to me. So you're in luck, brother. Except for the idea that the chick wasn't mixed. She was actually black. I was fucking this chick. She was black, but like you, she had like a bunch of like white friends, this and that. And when we got down to the nasty, she always used to be like, "Oh my God, would you give me that black cock?" And that shit puts you in a space where you just like, I'm not sure how I feel about this, because black girls don't say
they don't
cock.
We don't say black cock. At that.
I'm just gonna keep it on cock right now. You know what I'm saying? They don't say cock, and I actually said that too. I was like, why do you say the word cock? And she was like, she likes that word. You know what I'm saying? Cock and this and that. And then I did find out that she's dated. I mean, she's fucked like white dudes and shit like that. So
that's how the word black came in.
I just let her know. For me, I just let her know that I ain't really too cool with this. You know what I'm saying? You can either stick to screaming, but dirty talk, I don't find
cock very attractive.
That part attractive. You know what I'm saying? She understood. I'm not saying that it got out of her vocabulary, and I think that's probably one of the reasons I even stopped fucking her, was because I just couldn't deal with it. If this girl is good for you, I would probably sit down with her and talk and see, because sometimes words you can't just erase out of someone's, memory. So it might be a little hard to, but I feel like if y'all talk about it and she's submissive enough and she really, really love you, I think she can get it out of her vocab.
Yeah, that's an easy thing.
I really think, you know what I'm saying? And if she can't, just imagine how good that pussy is. And if it's really, really, really that good,
deal with it.
Then I would just say deal with it.
Let it go. It's just a word. This is an episode of Relations, guys. My name is Kana Lassiter. You can find me at Facebook, Twitter, and IG under Kana Lassiter.
Hey, it's your boy 51 Spade. You can find me on both platforms, that's Twitter, IG. I want to thank everybody for tuning in on Podbean and for listening. Hey, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We coming out every Friday at 8 p.m. Make sure that y'all always tune in. You looking for the shirts, you can find them on alphamalegodcreations.com. And like I say always about this time, peace.